Welcome to class, teammates. It's an exciting day today. I'm going to be teaching you how to take an accurate body measurement. With this measurement, you're sure to draft your pattern accurately. Okay? The measurements required is your length, your bust, your shoulder, the under bust, the bust span, the bust, the breast point, the hip, the sleeve round, and just watch me as I take the measurements. Watch me carefully. So what you need is your tape, your jotter, your pen, and also, of course, the person you're going to be measuring, your client. So now my client is this mannequin here. So when you're taking the measurements, make sure you're asking your client if that's how you want it. Some clients want their clothes to be very tight, some want it to be a little bit free, some want it to just be the way they are. Just make sure at each point you're asking them how they want it. But basically, I'm going to be showing you the measurements you're going to be taking right away. Okay. So every measurement you take, you're going to pen it down. So I'm going to start with the length. Normally we have the length, the full length of the gown. We have the under bust length. We have the waist length. We have the hip length also. Okay. Then we have the knee length. So I'm going to take all the length measurements now. Just watch me carefully as I do that. The tape graduation is in inches and also in centimeters. This is the centimeter side, and then this is the inches side. So I'm going to be using the inches side for this measurement. And if you're taking the length measurement, you start from the shoulder this way. Make sure it passes on top of the bust. It passes on top of the bust. Down. Place it there, down to where the length should be. If the person wants it to be long, the person will tell you where the length should stop. You measure it there. But right now, I'm going to be measuring for a short gown. Like I said, if it's long, you have to take it down. You have to bend to take it down to where it should be. So this I will be taking for a short gown. The length is 46. I write it down. 46. Then the next length measurement there is the under bust. The under bust is directly under the person's bust. Like I said, make sure the tape passes on top of the person's bust. Otherwise, you won't get an accurate measurement. So the under bust there that I have there is 13 and a half. I'll write it down. Under bust 13 and a half. Then the next under bust is the next measurement rather is the half length, which is regarded as the waist. The half length. Make sure you are seeing the person's shape. Sometimes it may require the person to bend one side like this so that you can see the deepest part. That is where the shape is. Like if you look at me now, I bend this side. This is where my shape is. So that is where I will position my tape to. Okay, so this is what I mean. Make sure you check the person's waist. For this person here, I have 17. So I'm going to put 17 down there. Also, another length I want to take. Basically, if you're making a gown, this measurement goes very, very well for a gown. The hip length is where the person's hip actually falls. You look at the person from the back to the hip, and then you just take it. This person's hip length is 25. I just write it 25. Then the next measurement I want to take is the bust. The bust. You take the bust this way. Make sure it's directly on the bust. You take it. What I have there is 34. I write it down, 34. Then the under bust round, which is your first waist. The under bust round. What I have here, make sure you try to swing it in the person's body to be sure that it's not too tight. So what I have there is 27. Write it down also. Then at that point I took the length where the person has to bend so that you can see the shape. You measure that point also. Here I have it to be 25 and a half. Also write it down, 25 and a half. Then how to measure the hip. Remember we started with the length measurement. Now I'm doing the width measurement. So in fashion design, you have to know your length and your breadth. Your length is the vertical side, while the breadth or the width is the horizontal measurement. So you want to swing it up and down like this to get it. What I have here is 39 and a half. I have to swing it up and down to make sure that I'm getting it accurately. So it's 39 and a half. Write it down, 39 and a half. Okay, the next measurement I would like to take is the shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement. You start from one end of the shoulder to the other end. In order for you to know the accurate side of the accurate point you need to take the measurement, you could ask your client to stretch forth his hand like this. Then you can feel the bone where the shoulder joints is found. You feel the bone there where the shoulder joint is found. That's where you place your tape. The same thing to the other side. Then you take the measurement. So right like this. This is 14 and a half here. 14 and a half here, okay? So, the other measurement I would like to take is the back waist length. The back waist length is very, very important when you are doing pattern drafting. So, I'm going to place it from the neck bone, right from the neck bone here. There is one bone joint there. You take this measurement from there and take it to where the deeper part of the back starts. Okay? Like I don't know if you can see from mine, but where the deeper part of the back starts. Like somewhere here. Okay? So you place it from there, take it to that point. Person is 12 and a half. That is it, 12 and a half. And then another measurement I would like to take is the sleeve. From that same point, you take it depending on where the person wants the sleeve to end. If it's a long sleeve, you take it to the ankle, to the wrist, sorry. If it is 3/4, you take it at maybe 18 or 19. And if it's short, depending on how the person wants it, if it's short, you will just take it somewhere here. Depending on what the person likes, you take it there. Then the armhole, you may not need this armhole in pattern drafting as such, but for verification purpose, because we have a way of calculating the armhole, the shoulder in pattern drafting. So you may just want to take this measurement just to verify that, okay, the measurement is okay for your client. Okay, so you can put it around the shoulder like this, and you can equally use this measurement to draft the sleeve. Okay, so you put it like this. This person here is 21. Then you come, you also measure the person's hand width here like this. Can you see it? You measure it like this. You can measure this point. Yes, this point. Some people call it Christian model. So you measure this point. Then where the sleeve ends also. If it's a short sleeve or a short cut, you measure that edge. Then if it's a long sleeve, you also measure the wrist all round. Okay, I hope you're getting me. You're understanding me, right? So now I'm going to show you how to take the bust span and the nipple, the bust span, which is the nipple to nipple, and then the breast point. So the breast point starts from the shoulder. Starts from the shoulder to where the nipple is. Make sure if you're taking this measurement, make sure the person, your client is wearing the bra he is going to use on that clothes, because we have varieties of bra. So you ask your client not to wear a sagging or a slacking bra. She wear the bra that you will use to wear. She will use to wear that dress you're making. So you put it on the shoulder and mark the bust point. Can point out the bust, the nipple for you. Point it out. For my mannequin is 9.5. Okay, it's 9.5. You write it down. Then for the bust span, you take it from that nipple to the other nipple. I call it nipple to nipple. So what I have here is 6. So from one nipple point to the other nipple point, it gives me 6 right here. Okay, thank you very much. Now I'd like to take the skirt measurement. Skirt measurement is also very important. Now, before you start taking skirt measurement, you have to ask your client, where do you normally put your skirt band? Is it below the abdomen? Is it on the abdomen or on the nipple? Some even put it on their bust, above their bust. So you have to ask your client, where do you normally put your skirt? Where does your skirt start from? So, but if you're going into ready to wear, you may not necessarily ask these questions. There are measurement charts you can follow for different sizes. It's right there online. You have for extra large, for large, you have all those measurements there. You're going to ready to wear. You may not necessarily need to look for a person to take the measurement. No. There are basic measurements online for different sizes that you can use. But for the sake of this class, and you may be dealing with clients, so you have to ask your clients. So my client would like hers to be on her nipple. So you locate the nipple, place your tape here. If it's a long skirt, you take it down to the ankle side. Ask the person. Some people like their skirts to flow. Some like it to just be at the ankle. Although if it's a straight skirt, it has to be at the ankle for fitting. But if it's a fish or a flay, some would like it to flow, so you can take it right down to their toe. Alright? So this is, so I'm going to be taking for short skirt. For this one is 26. 26. Then I'll take the waist. Very important, the waist. When you are taking the waist, make sure it holds the person. If you make it free, at the end of the day, the skirt may fall. So you make sure it's holding the person is firm. So for this one is also 26. Then the hip. You also take the hip. You swing it up and down. Have 39.5 there. Then another thing, to avoid bulgy sides, you have to take the hip length. Most skirt hip length is usually 8. But if the person is bigger, if the person is tall, if the person has hips, you may want to take the hip length. So you could just put it from that point, the nipple point, to the hip length is this way, is 8 for this person. But for bigger size, like me, I use 9.5, 10 for my own skirts. Okay, so that is that for skirt measurement. Then for blouse, every other thing we have done here for the blouse, but except the the full length, you can just take the blouse to be just the length to be where the person wants it. For crop top, usually above the nipple. You take it also there. Alright? So I think that's that for the measurement basically. Okay? So for trouser measurement, you need the waist, the crotch, the full length, and then the knee round, the knee length also. So let me just put you through that quickly. The trouser measurement, you can take it to the ankle, 41 there. Then you can take the waist also. At that point, you choose the length from. Okay, same here. Then you want to take the crotch. The crotch, sometimes you can pass the tape in between the legs, take it to the back, because it's easier to take trouser measurements if the person is wearing a trouser. So to where the waist at the back is, you can take it to the nipple here. That's how you take all round crotch. Then if you want to take the crotch from the side, you could as well make the person to sit. Then you take it from the waist to where the sitting point is. Then you can also take the hip length, because for female trousers you require the hip length also. Also take the hip. That is that for how to take perfect body measurements. Accurate body measurements is very, very important. So when you're taking these measurements, make sure you take your time to do the right thing. Thank you very, very much. If this video is helpful to you, just click the subscribe button and you get more notifications on my video. Like, if you have any questions to ask, drop it on the comment section. Thank you very, very much.